Welcome back to the channel, part 4 of Metallica vs. Megadeth. I've been putting the Metallica and Megadeth albums up against each other as they came out year by year, and so far Megadeth is getting their butt kicked 3-0. But we're going to see what happens this time. We're going to do Megadeth's 1990 album, Rust in Peace. Many people call this the quintessential Megadeth album. Some people call it the greatest thrash album of all time. I wouldn't call it either. I love it. It's great. But I happen to like a couple other Megadeth albums better than this one. I do like So Far, So Good, So What better. I like Peace Sells better. And when Cryptic Writings came out, I listened to that a lot. But it's still awesome. It also features what many call Megadeth's classic lineup with Marty Friedman and Nick Menza. Great lineup, put out tons of good music, but again, I don't know if I could call it the classic lineup if I like other albums better. But yeah, they put out a lot of good shit. It's also not Megadeth's highest selling album. That would be Countdown to Extinction. That was like 3 million. This was a little over 1 million. All Megadeth's other ones that sold decent, Peace Sells, So Far, So Good, So What, Euthanasia, all just a little over 1 million. But yeah. Going against Metallica's Black Album. I think that thing sold like 30 million worldwide. I don't know. I'm not sure how many it sold in the States. I don't even know if I really need to show the cover because you really can't see shit. But yeah, I actually didn't even own this. I ordered it on eBay. Still hasn't shown up 3.5 weeks later. I've been waiting to do this video. Honestly, if it doesn't show up, I won't be heartbroken as long as I get my money back. So I borrowed it from my friend Adam. And yeah, we're going to do what I usually do. I rank all the songs kind of loosely, and then I put the songs against each other in succession by ranking. This album has 9 songs. This one has 12. I'm not going to hold it against this album for having more songs, but it kind of gives it an advantage because I just took off my bottom 3 songs, which were, I don't even have them listed there. I think it was The Struggle Within, The God That Failed, and Of Wolf and Man. Just took them right the fuck off. They're not bad songs. They're okay. They are what they are. But yeah, this album sold a shitload. And honestly, I don't think the record sales really show a good depiction of the quality of the album. Metallica was staged to sell tons of records no matter what this album turned out like. I mean, if it was total crap, maybe not, I don't know. But they had a slow, rise to the top. They started making a little buzz with Master of Puppets, and they was just such an underground band. And then they put out their video for One and Injustice for All. They did the first big headlining tour, and they were on the top of the metal world. And all the people that didn't know them were going back and rediscovering their old shit. She just had all this music. The tour was three years long, and they were still great during this tour. Like, I saw it twice, and just phenomenal shows. You would go into the record stores before this came out, and there would be calendars counting down the days for it to come out. So it was going to be #1 no matter what. But yeah, a lot of people give it a lot of hate because it was a precursor of what Metallica turned into after, and it's true. It's nowhere near as good as the first 4 albums, but I don't think it's terrible. But here we go. So yeah, I took off those other 3 songs, and it left me with, at the bottom of each, we got Dawn Patrol, little bass solo instrumental. It's cool, I like it, but it's just kind of a short instrumental against Don't Tread on Me, which is a decent song. It's not great. In the back of this album, you can't see it probably, but it actually has the Don't Tread on Me symbol. Yeah, I don't know if you can see shit. But I'm going to give that to Don't Tread on Me barely, just because Dawn Patrol is hardly a song. So that's one from Metallica already. Next up, if this song has any filler, I would say this song is filler. Poison Was the Cure. And it's not a bad song, it's just okay. That's going to go against My Friend in Misery, which I listened to this week a couple times. I would have thought that would have been one of the songs I might have taken off. That's a really good song. I mean, it's not great, but it's pretty good. It's got some good changes in it. It's a good song. You know, it's not up there with the best of Metallica, but it's good, and it's going to beat Poison Was the Cure. That's already 2-0 for Metallica. A lot of people might be surprised. I think taking off the 3 songs here might give this a little bit of an edge, but we're going to see. Next up, Rust in Peace, Polaris against Unforgiven. Again, Rust in Peace is not, I like it a lot. It's not one of my favorite songs. It's obviously ranked pretty low. What saves it is Polaris at the end. That part kicks ass. That's going against Whoa Whoa Unforgiven. That's easily going to go to Rust in Peace, Polaris. I remember the first time I heard that Whoa Whoa part in Unforgiven, I was like, huh, that's weird for Metallica. But it was fine. That video was out. I don't like Unforgiven anymore, and I try not to like hold songs that are overplayed against them, but I just don't love the song. I mean, they used to play the video on MTV all the time, and I would watch it, and it was fine. Just like the whole album was fine. Like, I remember people played it all the time. And back then, you would just play albums through, the cassette through. This was still the cassette age, CD age, but you would just play it through. It wasn't now like when people just fucking skip songs. It was fine, you know. Had a lot of good memories tied to that album, parties and stuff back in the day. So that's 2 for Metallica, 1 for Megadeth. Next up, Lucretia going against Through the Never. Both good songs, but Lucretia wins. That's another one for Megadeth. I just love the way the song vibes and swings, and yeah, really, really cool song. Heavy, but fucking just swings. It's awesome. So what's that? All right, next up. Take No Prisoners, Take No Shit against Wherever I May Roam. Wherever I May Roam. I actually put that quote in my high school yearbook. Where I lay my head is home. Because all through high school, I actually lived at people's houses for like the last 3 years of high school. So I thought that kind of fit. Good song, but it is not as good as Take No Prisoners. Definitely not. So it's another one for Megadeth. I think that's 3 in a row for Megadeth. All right, hot take here. Not even a hot take, but it is what it is. I'm saying it. We got 5 Magics. Awesome, awesome Megadeth song against Nothing Else Matters. Now, I'm tired of Nothing Else Matters. I don't want to see him play it live. But at the end of the day, I think it's a great song. It's a departure of what Metallica was. And kind of a precursor of what was to come. But not even. Like, it's a great song. They put out a lot of garbage after that. Going against 5 Magics. Most people would probably think I would pick 5 Magics. Most people will probably pick 5 Magics. I'm going to call that a tie. Yeah, it is what it is. Next up, Tornado of Souls. Awesome, awesome mosh song. Always gets the pit going at concerts. That's going to go up against Holier Than Thou. So I don't own the Black Album, as I said. I don't know if I've ever owned it, to be honest. I might have had the CD. I never had the cassette. So many people had it, I didn't need it. I had a couple singles, but I forgot how good Holier Than Thou is. That is a fucking awesome song. It starts off fucking punching you in the face. But Tornado of Souls is going to win. So I think that is 1, 2, 3, 4 to 2. Megadeth? Megadeth might have it. It could either be a tie or Megadeth's going to win. We're going to find out. Next up, we got Hangar 18. Obviously a fucking classic banger. He just shreds, and they just shred at the end of that song. Against Sad But True. I think a lot of people are going to want to pick Hangar 18. Again, Sad But True is overplayed, but it is such a heavy, groovy song. And it took me decades to get burnt out on it. And I am going to give that a tie. Next up, we got Holy Wars, The Punishment Due against Enter Sandman. Again, everybody's going to be like, huh? Nobody's wrong. Music is subjective. Holy Wars is the perfect song. It's a masterpiece. One of Megadeth's best songs. Going against the overplayed Enter Sandman. Now, you want to talk about songs that are overplayed that I don't get sick of? Enter Sandman is one of them. I think it's just an awesome song, and it speaks for itself. It's sporting events. It's fucking huge all over the world. Yeah, it's a great song. I think the last few years I finally got a little burnt out of it, but it's still a great song. And I can't pick Holy Wars over it, but I also can't pick Enter Sandman over Holy Wars. So that's going to be a tie. So at the end of the day, we got, what was it now? 4-2. Megadeth wins. Now, took Kill 'Em All out of all these contests because Dave Mustaine had a lot to do with that. And it came out a couple years before the first Megadeth album. And I thought Metallica pretty much owned the 80s. After this, Metallica just took a 180 turn. And it wasn't, I said it in another video, it wasn't that they just cut their hair. And they're like, oh, people don't like us because we cut our hair. No, it wasn't that. You cut your hair, you started getting all artsy, just following trends. And the music just changed, took a total 180. It was the music. I was in the Navy when it came out, didn't have a car. Times were different. There was no Uber. Me and my buddy took public transportation to go to the mall on Tuesday, to go buy Load the day it came out. I bought that and Slayer's Undisputed Attitude, I remember, their punk cover album. Got back to the ship, put it on. I don't even remember what the orders of the songs go. I remember hearing Ain't That a Bitch, or whatever it's called. Ain't My Bitch. I was like, that's all right, different. And then that song Mama Said came on, and I was like, what is this? And the album I was like, ugh, I hated it. I actually sold it that day to some girl on the ship for $5. That's how much I hated Load. And I did not like Reload. They drilled some of those songs, like Killed King Nothing on the radio. The song was okay, I guess. But Megadeth definitely owned the 90s as far as competing against Metallica, I thought. They did a Countdown to Extinction, which also isn't one of my favorites, but Cryptic Writings was really good. Euthanasia against what? Load, Reload, and fucking Saint Anger. People say that Megadeth never really strayed, which isn't true because Cryptic Writings had a lot of pop on it, but I like it. I'll Get Even With You. Use the Man, and Almost Honest. Very poppy, un-Megadeth songs, but I like them. And then they put out Risk, which was a total departure of their sound. And I didn't think it was that bad. It was a lot better than Saint Anger. And they were also a lot more productive. I think Metallica has put out 11 studio albums. Every 6 years they put out an album. Megadeth's put out 17 albums. And I don't think they were great all the way through. I like World Needs a Hero, United Abomination, System Has Failed, 13 was okay, Endgame was okay. I didn't like Dystopia, I didn't like freaking Super Collider, The Sick, The Dying, and the Dead had a couple good songs. I didn't really like the last album. Metallica, after Saint Anger, I think they started heading back in the right direction. I actually listened to, Death Magnetic today at the gym. I was really excited when that came out. It was a return to form. It's not great, but it's got some good songs. My Apocalypse was a pretty good thrash song. The opening song, That Was Just Your Life. It still kind of sounds like Lars is smashing on the fucking trash cans a little bit. Rick Rubin produced it. I think he tried to have them, get back to more of their old school sound. It's not bad. They're never going to be what they were. Hardwired was the album after that, 6 or 7 years after that. That is another good album. Like this, though, you could have removed 3 songs to make it better. I don't know why bands insist on using all the time they have now. Albums are just too long. But yeah, it's actually good. It's as good as this, if not better. I think if you take out those 3 songs, it's not as good as the first 4 albums. But I think people should give Hardwired a chance. It's different, but there's some good riffage, some good shit. And then 72 Seasons. I really wanted to like it, and I do like some of the songs, but, is what it is. But yeah, that's it. I'm done with ranking Metallica against Megadeth in succession. I do have a request for another one. eventually it's going to be Injustice for All against Rust in Peace. That was a request. So if anybody has a request of any albums they want me to put against each other, I'll do it. But yeah, until next time, thanks for watching. Please drop a comment in the comment section. And I really do appreciate the comments and people watching. And I'll see you next time. Thanks.